Hello everyone, my name is Xiaoyu He. Today I'm very excited to talk about what we have been doing recently. We come from Institute of Information Engineering and University of Texas at Dallas. The emergence of printers has changed the people's lifestyle and improved office efficiency. However, printer security is often overlooked. We have witnessed a number of printer attacks in the past several years. Digital printers typically utilize a page descriptive language to describe the layout of a document at a high level than actual bitmap output, and the PDL interpreter is a core component of printers. The security of the PDL interpreter is very important to printers. Many manufacturers have implemented their own PDL, such as Adobe, Brother, Samsung, Canon, and so on. The most direct approach to identify vulnerabilities in a printer's PDL interpreter is to analyze the printer firmware in the device. We therefore attempt to acquire firmware for the top 5 vendors within the largest market share. We can find that firmwares are either unavailable or encrypted. Direct firmware analysis is hence not a viable option. Fuzzing is an alternative approach since it affords a quick test of many inputs. However, black box fuzzing is ineffective when grammar of the input language is complex. What's more, PDL are vendor customized. This makes generation based fuzzer like PITs or SUL infeasible. Nevertheless, attempts to fuzz printers yield interesting insight. The PDL code sent to printer is generated by printer drivers, which usually contain many security checks to guard the PDL code that they pass to printer. However, attackers generating PDL code on a machine under their control can easily bypass these checks. Therefore, a secure printer must recheck the same constraint in their PDL interpreters within the printer firmware to avoid being compromised. If printers do not comprehensively replicate the constraint check in the firmware, then it presents an opportunity for attacks. The constraints contained within printer driver reveal a basis for effective fuzzing. Reverse engineer and violating this constraint to generate malicious PDL code allows us to fuzz printers without accessing their firmware. Prior approach also try to break constraints for vulnerability discovery. However, these constraints are fundamentally different from a PDL constraint in two ways. First, a conventional constraint is a track and program input. In construct, a PDL context constraint is a track and program output. Second, traditional approach negates constraint to find new paths to increase coverage and hope to find vulnerable code in construct. In this paper, we try to break PDL context constraint in order to destroy PDL context. Where our approach can extend to any PDL, we focus specifically on PostScript interpreters. For the printer we test due to its complexity and prevalence, and we implement our framework on the Windows platform. There are 5 key components in trust scope, corresponding with the main challenges in building trust scope. In the first component, we rely on static binary analysis to find random modules within drivers and all print functions that generate PDL code within a driver. In the second component, we use static analysis and symbolic execution to identify interprocedural feasible paths. In the third and fourth component, we collect and negate key context constraints to unoutput function arguments, and thereby bypass context constraints in order to generate malicious PDL code. Finally, we pass our malicious input to printers and monitor for printer behavior in a fifth component. Reading modules refer to modules in a driver that generate the PDL code used by printers. We are specifically interested in output functions that are the final ending point at which actual PDL code is generated. We must first find a module within a driver that contains them. Our analysis reveals that the generated PostScript from a driver has a clear association with the format string contained in a radio module to generate a PostScript. Therefore, we can print a set document and compare string with the generated PostScript to format string within driver modules. However, this approach does not work because the printed string, which is generated by replacing the format specifier with actual arguments, often has a significant change. Therefore, we have made some improvements. Specifically, we first parse the format string and split the format string and matching characters based on parsing result. Then we match each string in the set obtained by splitting and sum the matching value of each segment according to their respective lengths. This approach works well and eventually locates the reading modules. After identifying reading modules, we must then find out output functions within those modules that generate the actual PostScript instructions. We find that the output functions have a special structure. An output function can be defined as a function f, and the function f replaces the format string specifier with actual argument to form the PostScript instructions and send them to the printer. To identify all functions, we first disassemble the driver code, extract the control flow graphs of each reading module, and retrieve the format string we use. After obtaining the control flow graphs, we statically identify reachable paths ending at exact points of our functions, and then perform under constraint symbolic execution to attempt to reach each of the function calls. For our function calls that can be reached by symbolic execution, we then check whether any parameter refer to one of the format string we retrieved in a key function. If such a string is being passed to the function, we assume that the function will directly lead to a generation of PostScript output, and therefore we mark it as an output function. In order to collect context constraints and generated PostScript, we must identify paths that include context constraints. Through our analysis, we find that PCC paths are the paths that can reach the calling point of output function. However, identifying these paths is not a straightforward process, as attempting to use symbolic execution to find reachable paths leads to a path explosion. We propose a new approach for identifying interpreted reachable paths. Specifically, first, we provide static paths for under constraint symbolic execution to follow, preventing path explosion. We chose to extract the path from either pro because of its stability for larger programs. Third, we reduce the burden of judging the reachability of long-interpreted paths by checking reachability of each single interpreted path in advance. There are some differences between static paths we must analyze and the actual trace. In order to enable symbolic execution along static paths, we customize the path search plugin to solve the corner case. After obtain path to output function in previous section, the next step is to extract these context constraints. A straightforward idea to break the PDL constraint is to negate the constraint directly. However, there are many paths in a program, and negating one of the path constraints may result in getting another feasible path. The new path corresponding to another feasible interval for the PDL instruction argument. Our goal is to find an invisible interval for the PDL instruction arguments. In other words, we need to find the unfeasible path targeting output function in order to get a value that cannot be generated under normal circumstances. The overhead of searching through every possible path would be very high. Experimental analysis reveals that the context constraints added at the denominator nodes of output functions are very important. After negating these checks, we could get the mutated argument set immediately. Since these checks exist in every path to the output function, we only need to analyze one of these paths, which is very effective and impose very low overhead. After obtaining a context constraint, the next step is to generate a test case. Since PDLs have complex structure, it is almost impossible to directly generate a test case using symbolic execution. Therefore, we use actual execution or a printing program to assist the symbolic execution to generate a test case. This section is divided into 4 parts. In first part, we break the key context constraints to obtain malicious arguments. In the second part, we hook the output function and replace the arguments. In third part, we can get test case without connecting to printer by using mechanism named spur printing. In fourth part, we run printing related command in random module to achieve test without paper and ink consumption. Printer receive mutated PDL code. We need to know whether it triggers any abnormal behaviors. Based on our analysis, we find that printer exceptions can be classified into the following 4 levels. First, errors which do not cause much of a problem and are not the focus of our attention. Second, error that put directly related printer service in abnormal state. Third, error that put other unrelated printer service in abnormal states. And fourth, errors that result in printer being entirely unresponsive. Prior approach for testing IoT devices only detect limited exception level. In order to achieve effective and comprehensive monitoring of printer at different granularities, we have designed 3 monitor strategies based on printer characters. For second level exception, we present monitoring based on printer related service. For third level exception, we print monitor based on bidirectional communication over printer. For third level exception, we present monitor based on SIMP compact. To evaluate trust scope, we collected 8 IoT printers from 4 vendors, including HP, Samsung, Lenovo, OK. The data to be parsed by a printer is usually divided into 3 types: graphics, images, and text. We use the 4 applications to print data in 9 different field formats. Next, we send the generated test case to test how printer would react. Trust scope find vulnerabilities in all 8 tested printers, resulting 6 new CVEs. There are some things to note. The manufacturer updated the CVE number after the paper deadline. We selected 2 printers to describe vulnerabilities. For the first printer, we found 3 test cases that cause the printer to crash and display error code, along with the system error number and exception address on its display panel. By reversing engineer the formula code, we find that it is a buffer overflow vulnerability. For the second printer, we found a pair of test cases that, when submitted to printer sequentially, cause printer panel to display internal error, along with red light flashing to indicate an error. In this case, the printer must be restarted manually return to normal. To further investigate this vulnerability, we connected to printed serial port. At boot time, we can choose to enter VX shell before firmware is loaded, but the vendor has disabled a debug interface, hindering for further analysis after the startup is completed. It is not possible to enter the shell debug. Nevertheless, when our test case triggers internal error, the serial port outputs some information. This message indicates that a serious error has occurred inside the printer. This is the end of my talk. Thank you very much.